Hi, Bizzy here. BeLove, BeLight, BeLieve. Thank you for joining the Bizzy Show. I'm going to ask my spirit guides and source energy if there are any messages for today, for the collective, for me to share. I'm going to first take a few deep breaths and invite you to join me. Breathe in the light. Breathe out the dark. Breathe in the light. Breathe out the dark. Breathe in the light. Breathe out the dark. It's also helpful to ask your spirit guides or your angels or your God or whatever it is that you believe in when you're breathing to release all that does not serve your highest good. I ask source energy to help me release everything and anything that does not serve my highest good. I feel better now. I had a joyful day today. I spend time doing things that bring me joy. I encourage all of you out there to find a way to do that which brings you joy. Ask yourself, what makes you happy? What activities or what things or what people or anything really, what brings you a sense of joy? Sitting here in the nature, listening to the birds, that brings me joy. Listening to music, singing or playing music, that brings me joy. Painting, coloring, or any kind of creative art, that brings me joy. Those are just my things. We all have different interests and different paths and journeys. And it's up to each of us to take the time during your day to find joy. Find a way to laugh. Find a way to switch your focus and put your energy into positive things. Surround yourself with positive people. Filter out your social media and get rid of anyone who doesn't seem to vibe with you. I mean, do you really want to hear people complain about this and that, and then they go on these long spiels like, and this and that, and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and this is wrong, and this is wrong, and blah, blah, like, the whole thing is nonsense. Now, I do use social media. I use it intentionally to inform and to share things, as I'm a creative being, and it's one of the ways that I can voice the things that I feel have value. Whether or not anyone receives them isn't really up to me. There's an airplane again. The last time I recorded a video, the airplanes came. I still haven't done a past life regression yet, so I can't really share too much about the airplanes. Except that now I just got chills up my spine, which is one of my tells that tells me that no, Bizzy, it's time to share. It's time to share. I feel like I must have seen something in that airplane before I crashed it. I saw something I wasn't supposed to see. And I don't remember at this point whatever that was. I'm gonna have to find a way to dig down deep in my memories, in my DNA strands, and open the lock. That locked box that's there holding all of this information. I hear geese in the background. I really like geese. Birds of a feather. Birds of a feather flock together. We can learn so much from animal behavior and their social, the way that they're social. Human beings are similar to many different kinds of species. It's quite funny, really. It's quite amusing. I spend so much time seeing things from a higher perspective, like a bird, or like I was in an airplane, that it's difficult for me to connect sometimes with just anyone, because I live my life outside of the matrix as much as possible. It's really hard to be in both worlds. Yet I'm finding a way to connect with my ancestors and to connect with the people in my daily life who I happen to interact with, even if it's only for a moment or two. I'm being guided to share I'm being guided to share things about Amelia. She's trying to get out. She's trying to come through. She's showing me her I still haven't figured out how to do this without it being me and without it being this lifetime I'm in. Oh, she's like right there. I can see her face. Wow. If you could see what I see, you wouldn't believe me. If you could be here with me now, in this moment, all of my ancestors, all of these past lives that I've been, all conglomerate to me. Wow. I wish I could explain what I'm seeing on my screen, because the only thing that you're gonna see is my face. I just now, just a few minutes, just that whole whatever just happened just now. I was seeing multiple different faces coming in and out where my face is. And I'm going to take that as confirmation from source energy and from the universe that those are me too, my past selves, who I was before. This spiritual journey has been difficult for me to figure out on my own. I wasn't brought up in a home or around people who wanted to help me with my gifts. They wanted to squash them. So it's only in my adult years that I've even embraced the idea, even though I've always wondered what there is and there has to be more. And even at 8 or 9 years old, I remember asking God, why did I need to endure what I was enduring? Because it was awful. My life when I was little, from 7, 8, 9 into 10 maybe. I think I might have gone a little bit into 10. And I was encouraged at that point by a spirit guide or an angel that everything would be all right. So from that point on in my life, I knew that things weren't always what they seemed. Everything that we can see with our eyes is there in front of us, clear. Yet there are many things that we can't see with our eyes because our eyes only see so much of the light spectrum. And some of us are gifted with sight where we can see otherworldly things, paranormal things. And I'm one of those people. And I'm working on my gifts. And I really am, I'm at this point where I'm trying not to be attached to any kind of outcome. Because I want the gifts that come through to be authentic. And I want to make sure that however I'm channeling this stuff, that I can get better at it so that I can really try to help myself and then help others help themselves. I'm still sitting here in disbelief. I saw faces. I saw wow. Every time I've done a past life regression, I've done it like laying down with my eyes closed. So for me to see imagery with my eyes fully open, wow. I have a lot of ancestors and my past lives, past part selves that are still programmed in my DNA that want to speak. Silence has happened for too long. Sometimes I think about what life would be like had I been brought up in a home or a family that embraced spiritual things. And then I have to remind myself that I'm grateful for my upbringing. I'm grateful for the challenges. I wouldn't be who I am today, here in this moment, if I'd not experienced all of those things. So, wow, I'm going to ask my spirit guides, my ancestors, and my past selves one more time. That's the face that keeps showing. I keep seeing one of the face. I keep seeing the face of my pilot self, of Amelia. This is tripping me out. I honestly, I don't know if I can do this right now. I'm gonna sit here and breathe for a minute. I'm gonna sit here and breathe. And I'm gonna ask Amelia to come forward. I'm gonna surrender my present life self in an effort to allow her to speak. I lost control of the plane. We landed on the island. Rough landing, and all the parts crashed. I put a message in a bottle and the wrong people found it, and they found us on that island, and they took us, and they locked me up, questioned me, all kinds of torture. All kinds of things. I was raped by the guards. And I had a baby while I was there imprisoned. And they took it from me. They took my baby. It was a girl. I have no idea what happened to her. All I know is the papers kept saying that I was dead. They would show me the papers and the news stories that were about me. No one came looking for me. I don't know how long I was there. It felt like an eternity. Years, probably. At one point, near the end, one of the guards befriended me, even though he was also one of the ones who raped me, and convinced me that there was a way to escape. Someone else must have found out and sold us out. Somehow he managed to get me out of my cell and up and over the wall. And we ran. And we ran in the woods as fast as we could in the dark. And then we heard the dogs barking and they were almost after us, and they found us and they shot us. Pop, pop! And then everything went black. So they took my baby. There's a descendant somewhere that belongs. There's a descendant. May or may not be alive, but she'd be old by now, considering that was like 90 some years, 80 years ago, I guess. I don't know. I'm referencing my current self. Everything is confusing. I saw something in my plane I wasn't supposed to see. And I think that's what they were trying to find out if I had in fact actually seen. And was I a spy? I never gave up. It's really important that everyone knows that I never gave up. I didn't die in that plane crash. I didn't die in the ocean. I died in the woods, shot in the back. I'm not sure what happened to my co-pilot. I think they shot him right away. He was taken somewhere else. I never saw him again. All I saw for what felt like an eternity was that cell I was in, trapped in a cage. I had flown all over the world, only to live my last few years trapped in a cage. They took my baby. That's why this current vessel struggles with that fear. Because it's a past life fear. The same fear. It's been in this bloodline for so long. It's really important that everyone knows that I never gave up. And I didn't give them the information that they sought. Yet I acquired information. I paid attention. They talked a lot in their foreign language. Yet after a while I learned what things were and what they meant, and I pretended to not understand. This vessel has had about as much as she can handle for today. I'll come back. What the fuck? I apologize. Bizzy's here now. Bizzy's back. I'm gonna do another past life regression. I need to do one where I'm laying down. Where, because when I close my eyes and I do past life regression, it's kind of like I go into like the body and I see everything through my eyes, whereas what I just experienced now, I was only seeing her in front of me speaking. There's more to come. So much more. There's a lot of stuff in here and in here, and in my energy that I need to share with the world. Thank you for joining me here on the Bizzy Show. Be love, be light, believe.